What up, Hyperchange? Welcome to another episode. Today we're doing a book review of the Intelligent Fanatics project by Sean Iddings and Ian Cassell. Ian Cassell is a friend of mine. He's also a thought leader in the microcap investing world. He has an awesome Twitter account, which you guys should all follow. I'm gonna put a link in the description where he tweets all these kind of long-term value investing isms, Warren Buffett-esque quotes. He also tweets a ton of different blog posts about value investing. He runs something called the Microcap Club, which is an investment club that I'm a part of, which is a private group of investors who are trying to discover microcap companies. We profile them, kind of like the Value Investors Club. It's an awesome forum that I've been a part of for 2 years. So I was super stoked to see that Ian Cassell came out with this book in partnership with Sean Iddings. This book is in fact actually a Microcap Club publication. And kind of the idea behind this is that with microcaps and with Intelligent Fanatics is that all companies were started as small companies. And discovering a company that's run by an intelligent fanatic early can lead to massive returns. So what is an intelligent fanatic? The intelligent fanatic is a term that was invented by Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's partner, to describe a CEO or leader who was able to build a sustainable moat that lasted for decades and produced astronomical shareholder returns. Kind of these visionary CEOs who seem to defy the odds, are able to run their companies through every kind of recession, crazy different era, innovate at every turn, and throughout the long run, just stay one step ahead of the curve and constantly produce compounding shareholder value. I loved reading this book because it helps me think through and learn how, incredible businesses were built over different eras across different industries, and then you start to recognize patterns that these companies had that enabled them to be so successful. The way this book is structured is it's about 8 to 10 chapters. Each chapter is a case study on a different intelligent fanatic. Love the setup of this book. I mean, I got so many different little tidbits. One of the most fascinating case studies for me was the National Cash Register Company, which is the first chapter of this book. And I mean, it's crazy to think about a world where nobody had cash registers, everyone was doing accounting by hand. One of the biggest problems was that people would just take money out of the register. Convenience stores and shop owners had a ton of issues with, keeping the books legit. Then the cash register comes along with the promise of, better accounting, making it way harder to actually steal money. You can track of everything in a much more automated fashion, but it was actually a really tough sell to get people to sign on to this. It was a big capital investment. It was learning a totally new technology. So it's just, I got so much different insight in looking at it from that historical perspective about the cash register. And that made me think about all the parallels to what's happening in the payments world today with what Square's doing and how they're kind of, in my opinion, a new version of the National Cash Register Company. Second favorite, there's also one on Southwest Airlines, a famous story. Flying used to be super high-end and kind of not really mainstream. Their goal was to make it way more accessible to a ton more people, super low price fares. They did this by incredible operations, and the intelligent fanatic behind the company built an amazing corporate culture that enabled innovation, efficiency, and everybody feeling like they're an owner. And that was probably the biggest trend that I read throughout this book, throughout all the chapters, was that all of these companies, intelligent fanatics, the biggest edge they had and the most consistent pattern I noticed was that they were incredible at aligning incentives with lower level employees, even the lowest level employee and the CEO. So I'm always a huge proponent of incentives. The CEO's got to own a ton of stock. He's got to be incentivized to make the company work. But this book really made me think through that it's really, incentives need to be structured like that throughout the entire company. You need to have a system where everybody wins if the company wins. And I think that's the best way to develop a sustainable corporate culture that can win competitively for decades. They're actually coming out with the second version of the Intelligent Fanatics book in December 2017. So that'll be another set of case studies, I believe. They also just launched a website called intelligentfanatics.com, which I think it even has a private forum and a ton more content and case studies and blog posts about different intelligent fanatics. I think this is a really important term that I'm going to start using more and more in my videos. Elon Musk, of course, you guys know I'm a Tesla investor. I think he is a textbook intelligent fanatic. He takes no salary. This is a mission-driven company. He's getting compensated all in stock. I think he's going to make Tesla a company that produces decades of shareholder profit, astronomical returns. I think we're in the early stages of seeing that all play out. Another intelligent fanatic that I think is later in life that we're seeing play out in real time right now is Jeff Bezos. Just an incredible dedication and obsession to what the customer wants and how do we, position ourselves to focus on the customer, not our competition. When I'm investing, I think the CEO and the leadership is probably one of the first places to start researching a company and seeing if they're good. If you can find a legitimate intelligent fanatic running a company, that is just epic. That's what I'm always looking for when I invest. I want to invest in a company with an intelligent fanatic at the helm. No questions about it. They're just very hard to find. But this book will actually help you recognize the patterns and help you get better at realizing who is an intelligent fanatic earlier. And hopefully you can identify those companies. It'll make it easier to invest in them. To the rating, final points. I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5. Yes, I know it's not perfect. I think the book is awesome, and this style and format has huge potential, and I'm really excited to see what's in the second book when that comes out in a month. But I do think it's important to note, like, there wasn't enough, almost each chapter wasn't chronological enough for me. Like, they kind of jumped around too much. The story wasn't as cohesive as it could have been. The facts in each chapter are incredible. Like, you get so many tidbits of just information, insight, the way they paid their employees, the way they structured some incentive package for the sales team to get them to hustle harder. But I thought it could be so much more powerfully conveyed if it was more like a chronological story instead of jumping around. So that was my one concern of the book. But that being said, like Sean Iddings and Ian Cassell, this is their first project. Looking at it from that lens, I think this is an awesome piece of content. I recommend it. 4 out of 5 stars. Intelligent Fanatics project. Anyway, that's Hyperchange. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys have read it already, love to know your thoughts. Peace.